The iPhone 7 and 7 Plus bids goodbye to the headphone jack and hello to longer battery life. And, says WSJ's Geoffrey A. Fowler, it's worth the upgrade for water resistance and a better low-light camera. 2. Photo. F. Martin Ramin, The Wall Street Journal. Late yesterday, Apple announced there would be no iPhone 7 Plus or jet black iPhone 7 units available in stores for walk-in customers because they were already sold out. Perhaps no customer was more disappointed by the news than 16-year-old Marcus Barsoum, who had staked his claim at the front of the line. Along with 3 friends, he had previously been offered $2,500 to give up his spot in line but wasn't trading it for anything. He was understandably upset when Apple staff informed those waiting in line that their choice of iPhones was going to be limited. Mr. Barsoum and his friends, who were positioned in camping chairs outside the George Street store in Sydney, lamented to News.com that they had missed a number of important days at school to wait in line, but they said they were not giving up their position because they still wanted to be among the first to get the new iPhone. However, the demeanour of the teenagers was notably soured after hearing the news. "We arrived here at 10 a.m. Wednesday morning and have been here ever since, with each of us taking turns to leave." Quote, Mr. Barsoum told News.com yesterday, saying he was excited to get the jet black iPhone 7 Plus. "I have already left twice to do an exam at school, but then quickly made my way back here." Marcus is no stranger to lining up for the iPhone launch, having been among the first 10 people to score the iPhone 6s last year and the 13th person to secure the iPhone 6 the year before. "I wanted to make 100% sure I was first in line this year, so that's why we got here so early," he said. One of our friends said he was offered $2,500 for the seat, but there is no way we're going to sell. Couple of hundred people max at Apple Store in Sydney. About 1/3 only waiting an hour pic. Twitter.com /8TSRPU. Despite the rain, there was about 200 people queuing outside the store this morning, many of whom had only been waiting an hour. Only those who were quick enough to pre-order the Plus model will be lucky enough to get a September shipping date. However, if you're content with the standard-sized handset and don't mind what color you get, you should be able to pick one up from Apple stores around the country this morning. For a disappointed Mr. Barsoum, he thought the regular handset would have to do, but that was until he was informed by News.com that Vodafone was keen to provide him with the jet black iPhone Plus of his desires. "I heard Vodafone was hooking me up with a iPhone 7 Plus through Matt from News.com. And I was absolutely ecstatic when I heard the news," he said. As for the one he picked up this morning, he's not quite sure if he'll sell it, keep it or return it. "I may sell it or just keep it. Possibly return it. We'll see how it goes, but hey, it's the first iPhone 7 to be purchased worldwide, so we'll see. Not too sure." He said his heart was shattered when they were informed about the lack of stock, but said he was now over the moon with how things have turned out. A self-confessed Apple fanboy said he wasn't overwhelmed when the tech giant unveiled the new iPhone last week, but this wasn't going to stop him from being the first person to get his hands on the device. "I'm die-hard Apple fan and I am never going to switch to Samsung or any other brand," he said. "I was slightly let down by design and think the iPhone needs to have a better battery or fast charging. I am going to get the jet black iPhone 7 Plus." The 4 friends had brought a tent with them in order to try and get some sleep before the launch, although it hasn't worked according to plan. "I don't know what work they're doing here, but they start at 11 p.m. and continue through until around 5 a.m., said Marcus. referring to a construction site in front of the Apple Store. Sleep is a luxury we don't have. In addition to loud construction, people had been coming up to the tent throughout the night. Not only was it loud, but people were playing tricks on us and kept looking inside the tent," added Mason. Despite the struggles, Marcus said he wouldn't have it any other way. "I can't wait to get my hands on my new iPhone," said Marcus. "Well played, buddy. We salute you." Despite not being first in line, more people are expected to join the growing queue overnight. With iPhone launches notorious for hordes of Apple fanatics waiting to get their hands on the smartphones when they are released, last year's September launch of the iPhone 6s was no exception, with hundreds of people waiting in the miserable weather to secure the highly anticipated device. This event was made memorable, with one Sydney-sider taking a high-tech approach to waiting in the queue. Lucy Kelly attached an iPad to a robotic body, which she used to secure the first position in the line. "I want an updated version of the iPhone, but I wasn't going to wait in the cold and rain to get one," she told News Corp. "I want to be the first robot to buy an iPhone." The plan worked, with Ms. Kelly making her way through the doors at 8 a.m. purchase the phone using an American Express card that was originally blue tacked to her back. In September 2014, Apple fanatics had lined up for days to their hands on a shiny new iPhone 6 or iPhone 6 Plus. When the first person to get their iPhone 6 in Perth was approached by media, he was more than excited to show off his new product. There was only one problem. When the customer went to remove the product from the box to show 9 News, the phone fell directly onto the concrete. Luckily for him, it didn't seem to smash. When the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus are released on Friday, people can expect some minor changes from its predecessor. The biggest new feature of the smartphone is the new camera technology, although both models are not created equal. While the iPhone 7 has been fitted with a 7-megapixel forward-facing camera and 12-megapixel rear camera, with features to improve photos in low light, it lacks the potential seen on the iPhone 7 Plus. The larger of the two devices has been fitted with 2 lenses and 2 cameras, one 28mm wide-angle lens and one 56mm telephoto lens. Having a dual camera allows for increased zoom capabilities and the ability to keep the subject of the shot in focus, while blurring the background. The next major change was the removal of the headphone jack. Users will still be able to connect wired headphones via the Lightning port, with a new set of headphones shipping in every box. An adapter to connect your existing 3.5mm headphones to Lightning will also come with every iPhone, although the small accessory looks like it would be easy to misplace. Other improvements include a longer battery life, dual speakers, a brighter screen with a wider color gamut, and it is water resistant. Would you ever line up for the new iPhone? Continue the conversation on Twitter at MattyDunn11. News.com. Our privacy policy includes important information about our collection, use and disclosure of your personal information, including to provide you with targeted content and advertising based on your online activities. It explains that if you do not provide us with information we have requested from you, we may not be able to provide you with the goods and services you require. It also explains how you can access or seek correction of your personal information, how you can complain about a breach of the Australian privacy principles, and how we will deal with a complaint of that nature.